Okay, so our next topic is Hardy-Weinberg law. So evolution, as so far we have completed the different theories for the origin of life, and we also covered the theories of the evolution. So today we'll discuss about the Hardy-Weinberg law. So this law is also called as population genetics, because this law talks about the genetic frequencies in the populations. That's why we call it as population genetics. Hardy Weinberg are the two scientists, no, they combinedly proposed this law. So whereas Hardy is a biologist and Weinberg is a mathematician, no, they put together formulated this theory, which is clearly defining the evolution. Okay, that's why we call it as Hardy-Weinberg law or Hardy-Weinberg principle. This is proposed by the Hardy and Weinberg. So according to this law, the genetic frequencies are constant in the populations. For example, as we are human beings, so our chromosomes and genes are in diploid conditions. No, we have genes are in two copies. Okay, two copies. So each copy we call it as allele. Okay, so for example, if we assume that no, this is a trait of the tallness. Okay, the tallness which I am showing with a blue color, there is two alleles and two are dominant, so we call it as homogeneous uh, dominant. Okay, whereas see this is if it is two alleles are recessive, no, we call it as homozygous recessiveness. Okay, so if we cross together, no, if mate together, so we will get a new offsprings, and it may be like this, it may be like this. So 50% of the alleles carried from the mother and 50% comes from the father. Okay, so this is called an heterozygous condition. So there are three conditions: homozygous dominant, homozygous recessiveness, and heterozygous recessiveness or heterozygous dominance. Okay, so the alleles, so whatever we are having this alleles with this is a dominant one, this is a recessiveness, and this is a progeny what we got. See, all the alleles, their frequency is constant in the certain populations. For example, if you take in the human beings, the whatever the genes are the alleles, no, alleles are the constant in the populations. That's what the Hardy-Weinberg law is telling. Because these alleles frequency is constant, we also call it as allelic frequencies. Hope you guys understood this. Now, the allelic frequency is stable or constant in a randomly mating populations. This is what uh, Hardy-Weinberg law is proposing this under certain conditions. No, it under conditions like the population size should be big size. So in the small populations, there is a greater chance of the variance. In the big populations, they can survive better. So the chances of the variance or the chances of the struggles will be very low, less. Okay, the big, if it is big populations, and it should not be any mutations. no mutations, and they should be randomly mating. And also, they should have a high capability of reproduction. So if the reproduction capacity is very low, there is a chance of the getting the population less. So then there is a chances of the mutations are high. No, they cannot survive more. So that slowly that population will increase. So under these conditions, if the there is a big population and there should not be any mutations, and they can randomly capable of mating and they're high capable of the reproduction. Under these conditions, now the allelic frequency among the generations is a constant and stable. Now we'll see how they frame this, the entire situation in the numerical way. So for example, A allele they consider as a P. So A allele homozygous dominant condition is called as P square. Also we can write like this P. Okay, and the small a allele is represented by the Q, and the homozygous recessive allele is represented as Q square or QQ, and heterozygous condition is represented as 2PQ. They frame this P square plus Q square plus 2PQ is equal 1. So the alleles of homozygous dominance and the alleles of homozygous recessiveness and the alleles of the heterozygous condition is always constant in a randomly mating population. This is what Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Okay, so the alleles of homozygous dominant and alleles of the homozygous recessive and alleles of heterozygous condition is always constant in a randomly mating population. If it is a big population and if there is no such any mutations or variations, and they can be randomly crossed, and also they should be higher capable of reproduction in those conditions, and this formula is applicable. Okay, there are certain factors that are affecting this Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. So mutations are the sudden changes. So if any mutations happens, so this application, this formula, this equilibrium changes, and it won't be the constant. The equation will not be the constant, and it leads to the variance and the new species, new populations. And the recombination the crossover when the gametes are forming, in those conditions also the equilibrium will not be constant, and the gene mutations, sometimes genes from one populations move from the population. Okay, movement of genes we call it as. So in certain populations all of a sudden, due to many reasons, no, some of the genes will move from the population and add to some other population, and it will be visible in other populations. So these gene mutations, gene migrations, we call it as gene migrations. So are two types. One is emigration. So emigration means if the certain genes are moving from the population, moving out from the population, we call it as emigration. If certain genes are coming inside, no, coming all of a sudden it is visible in population, we call as immigration. So this is important, emigration and immigration. Immigration means moving out of certain genes from the population. Immigration means coming in of the genes in our population. And the next is genetic drift. So genetic drift is an elimination of the genes from the population. See, there is a difference, no? Going out of the genes from the population, we call it as immigration just now. And whereas genetic drift is an elimination, it is also same kind of thing, but genetic drift is applicable for the small populations. Okay? In the small populations, the elimination of the certain genes, we call it as genetic drift. And this genetic drift can be explained by the founders effect. Founders effect. And this can be explained through bottleneck experiment. So for example, this is a bottle filled with different colors of pebbles. This is red one, and I can also draw some blue one. These are pebbles. So when I turned it off, no, some of the pebbles will come here and remaining will be there. Okay. So you assume that there is a group of genes. There are many groups, genes are here. So in that group, some genes are eliminated and they started replicating, they started reproducing themselves and they'll increase their population. So whatever the genes are isolated, eliminated, or the founders, these genes are identical to the new offspring genes, and the entire population is same look like the founder genes, and it won't be equivalent to the ancestors. Okay, this is what the founders effect or bottleneck experiment. So some of the genes eliminated from the population and formed new populations, and those new populations are exactly same like the founders effect. And the fifth factor is natural selection. So these are we already seen the natural selection, how it leads to the evolution. So all these five factors are no affecting the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Okay, so in the NEET, so what are the factors that affecting the equilibrium is very important, and what are the different conditions under different conditions, favorable conditions for the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is also very important. Okay, so based on this, we will practice some of the numerical questions now. For example, if there is an Mn type of blood group, Mn are the two alleles in a blood group, Mn type of blood group, and the frequency of M allele is 0.7 and the frequency of N allele is 0.3. And what would be the heterozygous population? Okay, and whereas P is equal to M, that is 0.7, whereas N is, oh, sorry, Q is N, and that is as given 0.3. And the heterozygous condition we already seen in the formula, that is 2PQ, that is equal to into 0.7 into 0.3, so that is equal to 0.21, that is equal 0.42. Okay, now let us see how it is constant. No, we'll put it in the actual formula. P square means 0.7 square, that is 0.7 into 0.7 plus 0.3 into 0.3 plus TPQ, 2PQ, that is 0.42 is equal, should be 1. So 0.7 into 0.7, 0.49 plus 0.3 into 0.3, that is 0.9 plus 0.42 is equal to 1. So this is the one type of questions. So they will be giving the frequency of the both the alleles, and they may ask the heterozygous frequency of the heterozygous condition. So let us see another type of example. So for example, if there is a population of 100 individuals, sorry, 1000 individuals, and among these 1000 individuals, homozygous dominance is or having 360. The 360 individuals are homozygous dominant condition, and heterozygous condition are 480. So what will be the homozygous recessiveness? That is 360 plus 480 total 840 minus out of 1000 means it is 160. And they have given all the conditions and what is the number of individuals. So we need to find out the frequency of the allele. Okay, if we frequency of allele, okay, allele A. So in the homozygous condition, so the frequency of that is 360 individuals. In heterozygous, they will be having an equal share. If I do by 2, it will come around 240 each. 240 of capital A and 240 of small a. So I'll be getting 360 of from homozygous condition and 240 from heterozygous condition, and total frequency of this 360 plus 240 600,000 if I make, I'll get 0.6 is a frequency of allele A. And if I want to know the frequency of allele small a, so here in heterozygous condition, the share of capital A is 240 and the share of small a is also 240. Okay. And the total homozygous recessiveness, that is 160. 240 plus 160 is 400. 400 out of 1000 population, 1000 individuals, the frequency of small a allele is 0.4, and 0.6 plus 0.4 is equal to the 1. Okay. Let us see third example. There are 100 population, 100 individuals. Homozygous dominance or 20, heterozygous condition genotype we are having a 30. Obviously the homozygous recessive will be 50. If I want to know the frequency of capital A allele is 20. Here it is having a common share, 50% share, that will be 15. The total is 35. So I make divide by total population, total individuals, it will come 0.35. And if I want to know this A, they are having 50 and common share from heterozygous condition, that is 65. Out of 100 individuals, it will come 0.65. If I make together, it will come 1. Okay.